slave ships. This is super descriptive. Continue. Verse 68.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28. The Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
So you see that the Lord shall bring us into Egypt again. Now we never went back into that land of Egypt because it was destroyed. Remember, God destroyed that land. So what it's talking about is, give me Exodus chapter 20 verse 2.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 2. I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So Egypt means bondage. So that's what he's going to bring us back into. And what's the vessel that he's going to bring us back into? Did we use planes to go to Americas and all these countries to serve as slaves? No. What do we use? Let's see what the Bible says.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships, and by the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen.
For bondmen, slave men.
And bond women.
And bond women, slave women.
And no man shall buy you.
And no man shall buy you. You've been standing with us for a while. Now, do you know any of the commandments? Continue. Okay, do you see? So this is a law in the Bible that you will not hear from that side of the road. You will not hear this kind of stuff. To get you back on the side of the Lord, to get you back into the commandments, get you back into the law. They say the law is done away with. We'll get to that as well.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15 and verse 38. Speak unto the children of Israel, and bid them that they make fringes on the borders of their garments.
So you see that? It says, bid them that they make fringes on the borders of their garments. Continue.
Throughout their generations.
Throughout their generations. So it doesn't stop. The law is not done away with. Continue.
And they may put a fringe of ribbon of blue on the border. And they may put a fringe of the borders of a ribbon of blue.
A ribbon of blue. So we have gold fringes right now. The fringes can be any color, but we have to have that ribbon of blue. And what's the reason that we have this? Continue.
And it shall be upon you for a fringe, and you may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Lord and do them. And that ye seek not after your own heart or after your own eyes, and after which you used to go for a warrant.
So you see that this is supposed to remind us to keep the commandments. This is supposed to remind us to learn the laws and to keep the laws. But if you don't have this on, then you can just go with your own heart, doing your own thing. The Bible says your heart is wicked. Romans 3:31 first. Okay. All praise. Give him a flyer. Take his number. Okay. So this image here, who is this in this image, if I had to ask you? It's Christ, yeah? According to the Bible, yeah? Okay, let's find out. Give me Revelation 1:1.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 1. The revelation of Jesus Christ.
So you see that? So this is saying the revelation of Jesus Christ. So if I have my phone in my pocket, you don't know what make my phone is. I pull it out, I reveal it, and then you'll be able to know what it is, right? So let's see what the Bible says the revelation of Jesus Christ is. Jump to verse 14.
The book of Revelation, chapter 1 and verse 14. His head and his hair were white like wool.
It says his head and his hairs were white like wool. Do you see any white or woolly texture hair here?
That's right.
No, right? Okay. That's strike one. We got one strike. Let's get another strike.
And his eyes as was the flame of fire.
And his eyes like a flame of fire. I see blue baby eyes here. I don't see your eyes like a flame of fire. Do you?
Are you talking about Jesus or are you talking about God?
This is the revelation of Jesus Christ when we read verse 1. So we're talking about Jesus. So yeah, strike 2. No flame of fire in his eyes. Continue.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So if the color of your foot, it matches the color of the rest of your skin, right? It says like fine brass. And now it's going to give you the tone of that brass. Continue.
As if they burned in the furnace.
As if they burned in the furnace. Even if you take white rice and you burn it, it's going to turn what color? So that's strike 3. This guy is out. We are out here to show that in the book it is a black Messiah. That's right. You see that? Give me Daniel Daniel 10, 5 and 6. So there's multiple scriptures of Christ's image in the Bible. But now Christianity will turn around and say Christ's image doesn't matter, or it doesn't matter if he's black or white. but they'll be the first one to post Black Lives Matter next week at the next rally. You see the hypocrisy in that? Why does Jesus' black life not matter? According to the Bible, it does matter. Let's get that.
The book of Daniel, chapter 10 and verse 5. Then I lift up my eyes and look, and behold a certain man, clothed in linen, whose loins were girded with fine gold of Uphaz.
He had a championship belt on. You see what all those boxers fight and they get a championship belt? This is the real king, the real champion we're going to learn about here.
His body was like a bell, and his face as the appearance of lightning, and his eyes as a lamp of fire.
We got the eyes again like the fire. Continue.
And his arms and his feet like in color to a polished brass.
You see that? Polished brass.
That's right.
It's not white and pasty. I'm sorry, but this is what the Bible says. But this is what Christianity will push. And with this image comes different laws, comes different doctrines. That's why we are out here to teach the real image. Because we have to keep the faith and the laws of God. Yes, let's go back. Romans chapter 3 verse 31. Let's get that. The faith and the laws. The laws are not done away with. This is Paul's writings. Christianity love to go to Paul's writings, but they skip this one. Continue.
The book of Romans, chapter 3 and verse 31. Do we then make for the law through faith? God forbid.
God forbid.
Yeah, we establish the law.
Read that again.
We establish the law.
We establish the law. Give me Romans chapter 2 verse 13. We establish the law. The laws are not done away with. You can't go in here killing anybody you want. You can't steal from people. You know that. That's the laws of the land. God's laws are not over with. Let's get that.
The book of Romans chapter 2 and verse 13. For not the hearers of the law are just before God.
So not the hearers of the law. We are out here teaching you and you're hearing it. But not only should you just hear, what else should you do?
But the doers of the law shall be justified.
So the doers of the law shall be justified. The law is not done away with. We do not make void the law. We establish the law and we do the laws. Yeah? Give me James chapter 2 verse 26. We establish the law and we do the law. That's why we are out here today to teach you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to do the law and to hear the law. Let's get that. Let's get that. James chapter 2 verse 26. It's an important message. This is a message you're not going to hear from Christianity. They will say the laws are done away with. You're washed in the blood of Christ. You can continue on in your sin. And then when Christ comes back, he's going to shake your hand and say, well done, you tried your best. No. 2:26.
The book of James, chapter 2 and verse 26. That the body without the spirit is dead.
So the body without the spirit is dead. The spirit is the laws in this book. Continue.
So faith without work is dead also.
So faith without works is dead also. You see that? Let's get that in Revelation 12:14. Let's get that. In the end, 14:12. Let's get that.
The book of Revelation, chapter 14 and verse 12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus.
So you see that keep the commandments, that's A, and the faith. Give me that in Revelation 22 verse 14. Let's get that one. All throughout the Bible, New Testament, Old Testament, it's all about keeping the commandments. Okay, let's get that.
The book of Revelation chapter 22 and verse 14. Blessed are they that do his commandments.
Read that again.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
What's the emphasis on the do? Give me that.
Blessed are they that do his commandments.
You see that? Blessed are they that do his commandments. John chapter 2 verse 4. Because what we're bringing out is the truth. What Christianity is going to bring out is the lies.
That's right.
Let's get that. 1 John. So we're out here teaching you the commandments. Faith of Christ and the commandments. Let's get that.
The book of 1 John chapter 2 and verse 4.
Yeah.
He that said, I know him, and keepeth not his commandment, is a liar.
Is a liar.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. and